I still fondly remember back in 2006 when I had gotten my first desktop computer. I had always loved the idea of being able to design my own video game, but I had no idea where to start. Now, you did have some options, such as GameMaker that released in 1999, and of course the Unity engine that released in 2005, but these engines required you to have an extensive knowledge of at least programming or something along the lines of artistic ability. The first time I had ever tried my hand at developing a video game was with RPG Maker 2003. Now, there were other previous versions in this line of softwares, but 2003 was the one of the most memorable and positively spoken of by its fans. Its very user-friendly interface, its simple, straightforward design, and highly organized databases and content that came by default with the package made it one of the best softwares for a novice. One of the best things about the software, as well as the other titles in the lineup, is it allows its user to get very creative. It provides you with databases that let you design your own items, enemies, characters, and even stats and attributes for your game. And it provided the user with plenty of startup content to make the user's ideas become a reality. It came with plenty of highly detailed artwork and sound effects, UI, as well as tile sets and character animations. I had liked the software so much that I put a backup copy on a hard drive of my original download from the late 2000s, just in case anything ever happened. I still have the file to this day. Around this time when I first discovered the software, the indie game community was growing very rapidly, and everyone wanted in on the potential fame and fortune. I, however, was content with just designing games for fun and a very addictive hobby. Eventually, I discovered there were many others like me. I started downloading other people's games en masse. I still remember having a folder with countless games developed by others. Admittedly, I realized that there were so many people with very creative and not so creative ideas. Now, of course, RPG Maker XP was already out and proved to be far more advanced in 2003. But for the most part, I only played games made by XP and stuck to my comfort zone for quite some time with 2003. Eventually, I did move on and got a copy of RPG Maker VX. With its much more advanced graphics, more capability, and features than 2003, I had to move on at some point. But time and time again, I kept jumping back on RPG Maker 2003. And now, at the time of this video, RPG Maker MZ being the latest of the series, my younger self would have never imagined 2 decades later they would still be coming out with RPG Maker engines, all the way back from the classics such as 2003. If it was not for this classic engine, I may or may not have ever found the amazing indie game community I now find myself in. And although I have moved on to mostly using the Unreal Engine lineup, I fondly look back on my countless days, sitting in my room on a cool, rainy afternoon, tirelessly trying to design and build a world that only existed inside imagination. And now, with the advent of so many game engines to choose from, and so many amazing and not so amazing indie games out there for me to play, there is that special charm about classic game engines such as RPG Maker 2003. I may never find that feeling it gave me ever again, but I know that the new generations with their new ideas will bring something better. I mostly now use the Unreal Engine. That's my preferred choice. And I am awaiting for the full release of GameGuru Max. If you haven't heard of that engine, I suggest you look it up. I will be releasing more reviews on GameGuru Max as it is updated. Check out my previous review of the early access release if you're interested. Thanks for watching.